Here's the brutal truth nobody talks about. Being exceptional at your job might actually be sabotaging your career. Welcome to Workplace Reality Check, where we tackle the messy situations your HR department pretends don't exist. Got a work dilemma that's keeping you up at night? We're here to give you the unfiltered advice you need. Situation number 1. The high performer's trap. Dear Workplace Reality Check, I'm stuck in what I call the competence penalty. And maybe you'll relate to this frustrating scenario. Working in marketing as the second in command on our editorial team, I report to an editorial director who's basically mastered the art of doing nothing productive, while being incredibly difficult to work with. Here's where it gets interesting. I've essentially become her unofficial replacement. The chief marketing officer now assigns me her specific responsibilities directly. I've launched 2 major high-impact projects that everyone's talking about, breathed new life into programs that were gathering dust, and I'm currently supervising 2 team members. Essentially, I spotted opportunity hiding behind her incompetence and seized it. Plus, I've made sure my direct reports get the spotlight they deserve. But here's the kicker. While my manager cruises along doing virtually nothing, I'm drowning in work without seeing a penny more in my paycheck. The marketing director, my boss's supervisor, keeps telling me my contributions are definitely noticed and hints at some mysterious reorganization, probably in a year or 2. We're a 150-person company with 0 formal advancement structure, yet management loves to preach about being a meritocracy, though promotions seem to happen as randomly as lottery drawings. Honestly, I care less about fancy titles and more about fair compensation. I've been such a champion for my team members that I'm terrified they'll get the recognition they've earned while I remain invisible. My options feel limited. Wait it out and hope for the best. Directly demand a raise, but timing or start job hunting? What's your take? Can someone actually be too good at their job? Signed, Too Competent for My Own Good. Dear Too Competent, stop waiting. Ask for that raise immediately. And this is the part most people miss. September is your golden window. Here's why timing matters more than you think. Companies are deep in budget planning for the upcoming year right now, crunching numbers for salary increases and promotions. Request your raise early, and your boss or their boss has time to navigate approvals through HR and finance while securing budget allocation for your new salary. You're already considering other opportunities, which makes this the perfect moment to act. Rejection accelerates your job search. Approval puts it on pause. Plus, you've recently received praise from upper management. Asking now gives them a concrete way to back up their words with action. You're not requesting some complex organizational overhaul. You're simply asking for appropriate financial compensation. So how do you actually make this happen? Start documenting every task and project you've completed over recent years. Focus heavily on achievements with measurable financial impact for the company. Include your management wins with direct reports, emphasizing anything they've accomplished under your guidance that benefited the bottom line. Schedule a dedicated performance discussion with your manager. Don't wait for annual review season, since compensation cycles often run independently. Prepare a detailed summary highlighting your major accomplishments and discuss it during your meeting. Express pride in your collaborative work and state your case for a raise. Here's the controversial part. Avoid mentioning her lack of productivity. Instead, credit her for supporting you, even if it feels dishonest. This way, she perceives your raise as validation of her own management skills. She likely won't provide an immediate answer, so follow up with an email containing your accomplishment summary. Thank her for considering your request and express enthusiasm for continuing the conversation. Advocating for yourself might feel uncomfortable, but your request is completely justified. These discussions should be routine for competent managers. Your boss clearly isn't managing effectively and is exploiting your dedication. Reminding her of your extensive responsibilities will help her realize how much harder her job becomes if you leave. providing additional motivation to secure your raise. But here's where it gets controversial. Are you actually enabling her poor performance by being so capable? Some would argue that by picking up her slack so efficiently, you're removing any incentive for her to improve or for upper management to address the real problem. What do you think? Should high performers sometimes let things fail to expose incompetent leadership? Situation number 2, the boundary battle. Dear Workplace Reality Check, my husband's obsession with seeing his grandchildren has turned my home into an unpredictable daycare center. And my stepdaughter exploits this weakness ruthlessly. I maintain a home office, yet my only warning that we're hosting kids for an entire day or weekend is usually the sound of screaming children. My recently divorced stepdaughter is eager to reclaim her social life and treats us like free childcare. I've exhausted myself pleading with both of them to simply schedule these visits and respect that this space serves as both my home and workplace. The result? Empty promises from my husband and smug looks from my stepdaughter. Our relationship has always been strained because she found my 15-year age difference with her father disgusting, despite me being in my 40s and him in his 50s when we met. This summer pushed me over the edge, so I've gone nuclear. I rented external office space and immediately pack up and leave when I hear the kids arrive. The plot twist? I handle all cooking and grocery shopping. Now I exclusively buy adult food and stopped stocking kid favorites like dinosaur nuggets, sugary snacks, and that specific peanut butter nobody else touches. My husband follows a strict low-sodium diet, and I eat mostly vegetarian. This upsets the grandchildren because they might actually have to eat fruit. My stepdaughter accused me of attempting to starve her children, and I suggested she could pack lunches and snacks instead. Signed, Done Being a Doormat. Dear Done Being a Doormat, let's tackle the professional aspect first, then dive into the family drama. You're absolutely correct to protect your work time. While colleagues might tolerate occasional kid interruptions during virtual meetings, the chaos disrupts your productivity. Requesting a schedule from your stepdaughter was reasonable, and when that failed, securing a quiet office space was brilliant problem solving. While you're in your peaceful workspace, dedicate some time to analyzing your family dynamics. Your stepdaughter might be deliberately trying to sabotage your marriage. Stay vigilant around her, but consider the children's perspective. However unpleasant she is toward you, those kids face an even tougher situation growing up with a manipulative parent who can't manage basic scheduling. From their viewpoint, you're one of their grandparents. They may seem like extensions of your stepdaughter now, but they're individual people who will develop their own opinions. Here's a petty bonus. Your stepdaughter will probably hate it if they grow to love you. Encourage your husband to plan engaging activities that tire out the kids and keep them happy. He could take them to parks or playgrounds during your work hours. Are their neighborhood children their age? Suggest he organize playdates with other families. Enroll them in camps or sign them up for sports or music lessons. They might enjoy grocery shopping if he lets them choose favorite foods. Your husband and grandkids could experiment with simple cooking projects. Grilled cheese, cookies, and soups. Sounds like he needs practice with shopping and cooking anyway. Whatever you do, please provide those children with enjoyable food. Treats make them more cooperative, and hungry or finicky kids create trauma for everyone involved. I understand your current frustration, but try thinking long-term. Kids become more independent and interesting as they age, and that happens quickly. Demonstrate resilience and creativity rather than contempt. By maintaining professional hours and protecting your career, you're also teaching them about the value of meaningful work. And this is the part most people miss. Maybe your stepdaughter's behavior stems from her own struggles with single parenthood and feeling judged. But here's where it gets controversial. Should you be expected to sacrifice your career and peace of mind because she can't manage her responsibilities? Or is setting firm boundaries actually the healthiest example you can provide? What's your take on where grandparents' obligations should end and parents' responsibilities should begin? Situation number 3. Finding your voice. Dear Workplace Reality Check, how can I develop stronger confidence during meetings? I've been with my current company for approximately 2 years, yet I still experience significant anxiety when sharing ideas and opinions. I assumed my confidence would naturally grow as I became more comfortable in the environment, but the intimidation factor hasn't decreased at all. I want to contribute meaningfully, but often feel like I don't have valuable input during the actual meeting. Still, I suspect that remaining silent is probably limiting my advancement opportunities. Signed, The Silent Observer. Dear Silent Observer, contributing vocally in meetings is a skill that improves over time, but it never becomes completely effortless, especially for those of us who weren't born with natural confidence. Here are some strategies to gradually become a more active participant. When someone makes a point you support, build on it while giving full credit. Try something like, Sarah raised an excellent point about the Morrison account. Could we apply a similar approach to the Chen project? Look for chances to amplify colleagues whose voices might get overlooked. This disproportionately affects women and people from underrepresented groups. Another technique is asking thoughtful questions. Would it make sense to partner with the Rodriguez team on this initiative? Don't get discouraged if your comment doesn't generate immediate response. Too many meeting attendees are focused on talking rather than listening. Often, your best insights will emerge well after the meeting ends. Following up with relevant participants via email is perfectly acceptable. Or initiate a discussion on your company's internal messaging platform. I've been reflecting on the Patterson strategy we discussed Tuesday, and I'm wondering if we should consider Y approach. You're not alone in finding meetings intimidating. Many colleagues will appreciate the opportunity to thoughtfully type their ideas rather than speak spontaneously. But here's where it gets controversial. What if the real problem isn't your confidence, but a meeting culture that rewards those who speak loudest rather than those who think deepest? Some of the most innovative companies are moving away from traditional meeting formats specifically because they recognize that valuable voices get drowned out. Should you adapt to a flawed system, or could your company benefit from examining whether their meeting structure actually captures the best ideas from all team members? What's your take? These workplace dilemmas reveal uncomfortable truths about professional life that nobody wants to acknowledge. Are we rewarding the wrong behaviors? Should competent employees have to play political games to get fair treatment? Is it reasonable to expect family members to respect professional boundaries? Or should we just accept that work-life balance is a myth? Share your thoughts. Do you think these advice seekers are being too passive? Or are they dealing with genuinely toxic situations that require drastic action? Have you found yourself in similar predicaments, and what worked or didn't work for you?